At snurtstopper.com today. Snurt happens. Stop it.
The Bison Basketball Show with NDSU head coaches Dave Richman and Jory Collins. The Bison Basketball Show is presented by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
Hey, Bison Nation, welcome on into another edition of the Bison Basketball Show, along with NDSU women's coach Jory Collins. I'm Sam Neidermann. Coach Collins, Happy New Year. Great to see you. Girls are playing well right now. Winners in 3 of your last 4. How would you describe the way the ball club is playing?
Well, I think, here recently we've just been playing with some more confidence, Sam. I think, we got some roles solidified on our team. We got some confidence going in some young players. And when you have those two comboed up a little bit, I think it allows you to go out and just play a little bit more loose, a little bit more free. And we have good players making good plays right now. So it's fun to see. It's fun to watch, fun to coach them.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun on Saturday. Big Sky Summit League Challenge game here inside the Shack. Take down Northern Arizona, and you put up 99 points on the offensive end of the floor. Big third quarter, Coach. What was clicking on that end of the floor for you guys once you got second half?
We had a ton of respect for Northern Arizona coming into the game. They are an offensive juggernaut. They just have 4 or 5 kids that can all go make a play. And we saw that in the first half. It was back and forth and a really good battle there. And then we were just able to come out in the third quarter. I think we knocked down some shots, got some confidence. Turned them over a couple times and had a pretty quick flurry, which our kids enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. I mean, anytime you put up, I think we put up 38 in the third quarter. That's a ton of points in one quarter. And obviously to be able to do that at home in front of our fans and just get a lot of juice going in the building was a great experience for them.
Yeah, 12 out of 15 from the floor in that third quarter. A lot of three-pointers as well, knocking down some outside shots. In particular, Elle Evans was great. Yep. Coach, she had a career-high 25.
Yeah, I mean, she was fantastic on Saturday. I think, the game before at Montana State was the first time that she had gone scoreless in her career. And nobody on our team played well in that particular game. And for our team to bounce back, especially some individuals, Heaven, Elle, Schulte, all 3 of them, we're so much better on Saturday than we were a few days before that. Couldn't have been more proud of them. But I think Elle came out with a little bit of axe to grind about how she played the time before and was pretty assertive early in the game and making her presence felt. And I was just proud of how she responded on maybe not a great performance and then coming out and being maybe as good as she's been for us.
Oh, certainly. It was a lot of fun to see. Heaven also had 19 points as well. Rewind it, Coach. A couple weeks back, you guys had your Summit League opener on the road in Vermilion against a quality USD team, and you guys get the job done with a big victory. How important was it to get off on the right foot to open up league play?
Well, that was, I was excited to open up at South Dakota. We have obviously a ton of respect for their program, and I told our team, I don't know how many teams are going to come to South Dakota and win. This is, if you can go steal one on the road there, that's like getting a win plus one, potentially in the league race. And we had 3 great days of practice leading up to that game when we got back from Christmas and practiced on the 26th, 27th, 28th. I thought we were ready to play in that game. And again, we had a huge third quarter in that game. I think we put up 35 in the third quarter there. And really just kind of took it to them in their building. And we had a lot of confidence going in that game. And it's fun to see your kids with the look on their face like, hey, we're ready to go and we're ready to do some really good things. And they played extremely well in that game.
Coach, you talk about the confidence that you're starting to see from this team. How big is that to see some of the young players who are maybe in their first couple months of college basketball start to gain acclimation before conference play?
Yeah, well, it's huge. We didn't do them any favors, Sam, with our non-con schedule. I mean, we're opening up with Creighton. We're going to Iowa State. We're going to Minnesota. We're putting them in situations where as a really young player, I mean, it's going to be really difficult. The goal is that it's going to pay off for us in January and February. And I joked with them. I said, if it doesn't, we're not playing that schedule anymore. So I hope, just being tested, really hard in the non-con and playing some really good teams and playing well in some of those stretches. Maybe didn't win those games, but had some positive things happen. Now you're seeing against South Dakota, against Northern Arizona, maybe some fruits of that. And it's good to see them feeling confident in what we do and how we're doing it.
They're certainly still getting a lot of production from Heaven Hamling. She had a great game on Saturday against NAU, was awesome in the opener of the Summit League against USD. She becomes just the second player in the Division I era of Bison Women's Hoops to eclipse over 1,400 career points. Another milestone for Heaven. What are you seeing from her?
Well, just, she's always been a confident player, but consistently she's showing up on one thing I would tell you is her practice habits are phenomenal. I mean, she shows up every day and practices as hard as anybody that we have, which that's what leads to consistency. 1,400 points is a ton, but the other day, I mean, she got her 19 on just 8 shots. So it's not like she's, having to take 20, 22, 23 shots to get her numbers. She's become pretty efficient in scoring here. And it's just, I'm proud of her. I'm happy for her. She puts in the work to be as good as she is. And it's great when you get to, reap those rewards.
No doubt about it, Coach. Next up, we got a pair of conference games here inside the Shack. So be at home. Be good to be at home because we were on the road for a long time in the non-conference portion of the schedule. Kansas City and Omaha. Tell me a little bit about the two league opponents and the challenges that you guys have.
Yeah, UMKC coming in Thursday has a ton of new players. They're playing well. They're mixing in. They play 10, 11 guys. They're going to press us. They're going to be athletic. They're going to be fast. They're going to try to turn us over. It should be a very high-paced, fun game, a little bit similar to Northern Arizona, where I think both teams would like to get out and move a little bit. So that should be exciting. We're going to have to handle their defensive pressure, not turn the ball over, and make sure we're getting opportunities to score. UNO has 3 really good guards. I've always been a big fan of Grace Cave and Anaya Stanley are both playing at a high level for them. So those matchups will be intriguing for us on how we handle some of those things. But I'm most excited about being here. I think this will be our 3rd game in a row. I think we've only played 5 home games maybe all year long. So not very many. So it's going to be great to get 2 here in a short 3-day span.
That's going to be awesome. Back inside the Shack, 2-game homestand this weekend in Summit League play for the Bison. We cannot wait for it. It's going to be a great test to continue a 1-0 start here in the Summit League. Coach, always appreciate your time. Good luck this weekend.
You bet. Thank you, Sam.
Absolutely. For Coach Collins, I'm Sam Neidermann. We got more to come here on the Bison Basketball Show. When we return, we're talking with NDSU sophomore Elle Evans. Stick around.
Better starts with convenience. Better starts with trust. You can trust that your pre-approval is guaranteed on closing day, which is one less thing to worry about. Better starts with saving you money. No ATM fees and no minimum balances mean how you spend your money is up to you. Because at Gate City Bank, better starts with you. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Champions work hard and champions play hard, but none of it happens without the rest and recovery that comes from a good night's sleep. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems is the official sleep partner of the NDSU Bison, and just like the Herd, they're a proud company founded in North Dakota with North Dakota values and tradition. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems is a 3rd-generation company now at the showroom in Fargo, offering premium mattresses to help you take your sleep seriously. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems, located on 13th Avenue. You're going to love sleeping with us.
PetroServe USA gets the job done, giving you a peace of mind for all your propane needs. We provide scheduled home delivery, competitive pricing, and expert customer service from our knowledgeable techs. Call or go online today to learn more about our propane services and how convenient it is to order and pay online at PetroServeUSA.com. Your member-owned cooperative, PetroServe USA, helping America fuel better. USA. Call today.
A better way of life is better days off and better nights in. Better hellos and better goodbyes. With locally approved, financed, and serviced home loans, Gate City Bank makes buying a home simple. Welcome home. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
defended by the shorter player.
Good read there. Evans comes up with a steal. She did this Thursday, and the lay-in and the foul. What a start.
Hey, Bison Nation, hope you're having a good one. We are inside the shack with NDSU guard Elle Evans, and we are ready to go coast to coast. Ready, Elle?
Ready.
Let's do it. Okay, so you are from Southern Illinois, far away here, Edwardsville, Illinois. Did you ever picture yourself playing your college basketball in Fargo, North Dakota?
Definitely not. I didn't even know Fargo, North Dakota was a place a couple years ago. So, I mean, to be here right now is just unreal and something that I never would have dreamed of.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You guys had a great season last year. You were freshman of the year in the Summit League last year. Now you're a sophomore. How would you say your game has grown from year one to year two?
I think just like the experience of being able to play so much as I did last year, just having like the game experience and just being able to compete at a high level, but also being more like a leader for my teammates on the floor. I think that's where I've grown the most.
All right, before we go back down to the other end, got to make a foul shot. You ready? All right, I'm going to do it like a game situation
All
here
right,
for you.
let's do this.
Here we go.
That's a boy's ball, but
Here we go.
it's all right.
Got the roll. All right, come back down here, Elle.
Okay.
So we've got 94 feet down, 94 feet to go. Obviously, basketball is one of your many talents, but when you are not on the basketball floor, what is it that you like to do?
I'm a big shopper, so online and in person, I love shopping in my free time. I think a lot of times I should be shopping more than doing my homework, but yeah, I find that too many times I do that, but yeah, shopping is probably my favorite hobby.
Very cool. What's the key to good shopping? Is there like a secret to it to get the best deals, that type of thing?
Honestly, I just think just finding the best sale. So, I mean, visiting websites as often as you can, just like knowing when a good sale is I think the key.
Love that. Jory Collins is our head coach. He's got a pretty intense competitive personality. What would you say is your favorite Jory-ism or saying that you've learned here over your year plus with NDSU?
Oh my goodness. I mean, there's so many. I mean, literally every day there's something new, I swear. But I think probably my favorite Jory-ism is he'll just be standing walking around and he'll just be like buzzing. He'll be like, bzz, 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 bzz. And like, you know, his mind is like thinking of so many things and he's just walking around like buzzing, like that's like his like nervous tick or whatever. But I think that's probably my favorite.
I love that. All right, we're gonna have to keep an eye out for Jory to be doing that here down the road. Think you can bring us home with a little three-pointer?
I'll try.
All right, Elle gonna try and close us out from downtown.
There you
Boom. Nothing but net.
Yeah.
Elle, appreciate you taking the time as we close out and say goodbye to Bison Nation. What's your message to all of our NDSU fans to come out and support the team for conference play?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year is great. We have a great young team, and I think we're going to be in it in the long run. So come out, support us, and come watch a great team play.
Can't wait. Elle,
Thank
appreciate you. Thanks for your time. We'll see you guys here in a little bit. This has been Coast to Coast with Elle Evans. Talk to you guys soon. Go Bison.
There's something new near NDSU. First Western Banking Trust now has a location on the Bison block, right where you need them to be.
Introducing our newest location, right across from campus. Same great service and same great people you can count on. First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
PetroServe USA gets the job done, giving you a peace of mind for all your propane needs. We provide scheduled home delivery, competitive pricing, and expert customer service from our knowledgeable techs. Call or go online today to learn more about our propane services and how convenient it is to order and pay online at PetroServeUSA.com. Your member-owned cooperative, PetroServe USA, helping America fuel better. Call today.
This is Jack. Jack has a debit card from Gate City Bank. Jack likes to use his debit card because he earns points for every dollar he spends. When these points add up, they're redeemable for thousands of different rewards, like travel, cash back, or gift cards to his favorite restaurant. Whatever Jack chooses, he can earn rewards he loves just by using his debit card. So be like Jack and earn points today at gatecity.bank/enroll.
Bison Nation, welcome back on into the Bison Basketball Show. We've got NDSU men's coach David Richman here. And Coach, welcome to conference play. Non-conference is all behind us in the books after we wrap up the Big Sky Summit Challenge. First, good to see you. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I feel like we see a lot of each other this time of year, Sam. No, we're doing good. You and I have talked about it in different platforms and off the record, on the record, but you transition from one stage to the other. Stage one for us being that non-conference part, and now really excited. We're excited for our guys, also excited for our fans to settle into phase two, the regular season conference part of our season, our journey. And I think that what comes with that, when I say I'm excited for both our guys and for our fans, is a little bit more structure, a little bit more routine. Now it's a little different this year with an odd number of teams in our league, but for the most part, the Thursday-Saturday regiment routine. There's going to be some tremendous challenges. Our league is, from judging a book by its cover in the non-conference part of it, it looks like there's a lot of parity. We're going to start this thing on the road at KC and at Omaha after dropping one at home. But you can see in the smile on my face, I'm excited. This is a familiarity to myself, where the non-conference is moving, it's shaking. There's this, there's that, there's ups, there's downs, there's travel, there's things that are outside of your control and routine. Now, there's going to be plenty outside of our control in the league part of this season, but there's some familiarity to where you're playing, who you're playing. It'll be great to get that started.
You know, it'll be great to get that cadence, as you mentioned, Coach, with the Thursday, Saturday. And as you said, starts on the road this weekend, Kansas City and Omaha. What does it take to make sure you're locked in mentally for a weekend like that where you're on the road for 2 league games?
You know, you talk to your colleagues, you go through experiences, and it's all about preparation. And you know, obviously the games will take care of themselves, but we're not going to have a chance in those games, or we're going to give ourselves a better chance in those games if we can prepare, in particular, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And you know, we need to make sure throughout that preparation that North Dakota State is at the best version of ourselves. And that's going to be really our focus, in particular on Mondays. And then as we trend closer and closer to those games, you know, making sure we're prepared for our opponents. And in this case, coming up on Thursday, it'll be Kansas City.
Coach, we've spoken about it coming out of this past weekend. Tough game at Eastern Washington in the midst of a little bit of adversity right now, 5-game losing streak, but all the goals for this team still out in front of it with Summit League play on the horizon. Where do you get that mentality in terms of welcoming the adversity, right, and taking some teaching points here at the midway point of the season?
I think all of us, whether it be life, whether it be college basketball, we make the mistake that think things are going to be easy. And the reality is life is challenging. Life is tough. College basketball, Division I college basketball is extremely tough. And now you throw into that the non-conference schedule and the ups and downs and the routines and the lack of routines, the commercial travels, all those things, playing really good teams like Eastern Washington, Montana. Those are really good teams. Now those aren't excuses, Sam. The reality is we didn't get the results that we wanted in either of those games. But as we're learning the expectations, as we're behind the scenes in slow, different ways, getting better, everything we want, to your point, is ahead of us. And we need to embrace this adversity. We need to use it as learning opportunities for our guys to focus in on now the second most important phase of our journey, and that's conference play.
You look at some players right now, Coach Andrew Morgan really starting to find his stride. 8 of his last 9 in double figures, put in another really good second half at Eastern Washington. What are you seeing from Big Morgs right now?
Well, very pleased with his progress on the offensive end. We had some conversations, him and I, over break about him not quite meeting expectations on the court. Andrew's a very talented young man, and he's a guy that we play through and are going to continue to play through, but he's got to own that responsibility. He's got to be that dominant big man. He's got to be the guy taking it to the rim and earning those points, getting himself to the free throw line. And he's done those things. He's responded, and very, very pleased to see that. I know he triggers a lot of what we want to be offensively. And if he can, teams are going to choose to guard him one-on-one. I think he's got a chance to own that matchup. If they're going to guard him with a double team or a dig or something like that, he can really start it inside out offensively for us. And now we're playing 4-on-3 on the backside of those things. And he's got to continue to grow defensively. He's got to continue to help us out with a better understanding, better mentality on the glass. But he's really made some strides lately here offensively.
Coach, you look at our opponents this weekend, Kansas City, when you're playing them, you know it's going to be a physical battle. And then coming on the heels of that, Omaha, Coach Crutchfield has done a nice job there. What do you see in those two teams, and what are some emphasis points for your squad this weekend?
Yeah, I think this is what's the beauty of it, the challenging, the different styles of play. You know, Marvin does a tremendous job. They've got great length, athleticism, really beat you up on the glass, a defensive-minded team and mentality that starts with Coach Minzy. And now they've added some pieces offensively that can really stretch you and shoot it. This is going to be a tremendous challenge, especially at that road. And to your point, I got just a ton of respect for Coach Crutchfield. Just a great dude, doing things the right way. And they really, really excel in transition. And they can get going. Fiddler, Frankie's an elite player in our league, and that's where it starts with them. The Sutton kids playing well. They've gotten other parts around them. Again, you can see the smile. Like, you get in this to be challenged, and with those preparations for those challenges, you get the rewards, and it's going to be an exciting challenge.
Well, we cannot wait, Coach. It's going to be fun. Kansas City and Omaha this weekend on the road for the Bison. Coach, appreciate your time. Coming up next, we're talking with Tajavis, and you know he's always going to put out a show.
Good luck with that.
Will do. That's next here on our Bison Basketball Show, talking with NDSU guard ToJavis Miller. Stick with us.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
Champions work hard and champions play hard, but none of it happens without the rest and recovery that comes from a good night's sleep. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems is the official sleep partner of the NDSU Bison. And just like the herd, they're a proud company founded in North Dakota with North Dakota values and tradition. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems is a third-generation company now at the showroom in Fargo, offering premium mattresses to help you take your sleep seriously. Accord Comfort Sleep Systems, located on 13th Avenue. You're going to love sleeping with us.
There's something new near NDSU. First Western Banking Trust now has a location on the Bison block, right where you need them to be.
Introducing our newest location, right across from campus. Same great service and same great people you can count on.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
He'll leave it. Miller, that's a deep three. It's good. Boy, he knew that was going in.
What's going on, Bison Nation? Sam Neidermann here with NDSU sophomore guard ToJavis Miller, and we are going coast to coast today, 188 feet with Javis. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it going. Okay, Javis, so if we're playing a game of knockout, other than yourself, who do you think on your team would give you the best run for your money?
I'd probably have to say Lance.
Lance Waddles.
Yeah, his free throws are crazy.
Okay.
And his just jumper all around is crazy too. So he'll probably give me the best run.
If we are shooting half-court shots like you guys do at the end of practice, who are two other guys you want on your team to shoot half-court shots?
Lance is another one for that one too, and probably Bowden. Those two got the top two spots with me at the half-court shots before the games.
Awesome, man. You grew up in a household with two parents who are both coaches. Your mom coaches softball.
Yes, sir.
Your dad coaches football. What was that like?
I feel like it just made everything easier as far as like me coming into sports, them knowing a lot about sports. So I just felt like it was a lot easier with that stuff. You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Ready to knock down a little foul shot and we'll head back over to the other end?
We can give it a try.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
There we go. All righty, man. Made the foul shot, so now we're going down to the other end.
Yes, sir.
You are sophomore now, Javis. Freshman season was a year ago. How do you feel like your game has made a jump from year one to year two here?
I'm gonna have to say like my communication and like leadership skills have like gone up to the next level. Just being more of like a voice for the team. So I feel like that part has come a long way.
When I watch you, man, your three-point shot, it's something else. I feel like you've got unlimited range. How did you develop that part of your game? And what is the mindset when it comes to shooting from downtown? Because I feel like you're not afraid to shoot it from anywhere on the court.
Just staying in the gym, just shooting a lot of shots. But as far as like the mindset, if it's open, I'm gonna shoot it.
I love it. You think you can knock down a three to send us home right here? Boom. ToJavis Miller from downtown.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us. Before we go, we got a message for Bison Nation to come out and support for conference play.
Just everybody make it out. Gonna be good games this year. Team's looking really good. So if you can make it out, get out there.
Rock on. Appreciate your time,
Thank
Javis.
you. Thank you
much. He's Javis Miller. I'm Sam Neidermann.
The Bison Basketball Show is presented by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
True craftsmanship takes time. Starting in the field, to the distillation and perfect aging. Creating the perfect spirit is hard work. Selecting it? That's easy at Happy Harry's Bottle